Hola, hola, hola. Hello, 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 and welcome. Good morning, Cynthia. Jincia, good morning, beloved. So good to have you with us. So good to have each and every one of you with us. Welcome to another episode of A Spiritual Remedy. I am Sunshine Day, your spiritual living coach, and I provide loving support and spiritual tools for your personal transformation. It is great to be with you on this first Monday of April. Here we are, April 2022, and there is so much happening in the world and so much happening in our own worlds. Today, I want to spend the next few minutes that we have together talking about something that really is important when it has to do with how we interact with other people and with ourselves. Now, what I know is that this topic, it's broad. It's a broad topic. I may cover it the whole month. I don't really know, but I definitely want to chat today about and want to get your opinion on anger and getting so angry. Should you be angry? Should you get angry? What is anger? And should you get angry? And my producer asked me, what's the short answer? What's the short answer? And the short answer is yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, anger is an emotion. It is one of the emotions that we feel. Hi, Angie. Hi, Gina. Hi, Freddie. So glad that you are with us. Anger is an emotion that we feel, and we feel it from the depths of our being. Now, when I think about feelings, I think about, the six basic feelings, right? That all other feelings derive from, and those emotions, right? So it's mad, sad, glad, fear, surprise, and disgust. And so mad is that one, that is anger. I feel mad, like something happens. I don't get my way. Someone is hurt. Someone does something that I don't necessarily agree with. Good morning, Bertha. For me, anger is hurt expressed. Yes. And the idea is, I love, Bertha, that you said expressed. The idea is, how do we express anger? How do we express that anger? And anger is really the surface level of hurt. I'm hurt. And when I'm hurt, I'm sad. I'm disappointed. So it's very, very interesting that we can be angry, and underneath that anger is some hurt, is some pain, it could even be disgust, it could be surprise. Of course, everybody all over the world, not everybody. There's some people who don't even know what the heck happened at the show last week, right? And the bottom line is that when we start looking at emotional intelligence, and we start looking at how we deal with our own anger, with our own disappointment, with our own fear, with our own stresses, that's going to be key and important, because as it has to do with our recovery, right? Our putting down and our laying down our weapons of mass distraction. When I am angry, what do I do? What are the things that I engage in when I'm angry? So am I engaging in additional hurtful behavior? I.e., am I eating my anger away? Am I smoking my anger away, drinking my anger away, using drugs to get away from my anger? Annette, what's up? I haven't seen you in a long time. So glad that you're joining us today. Anger is one of those things that is an emotion, which is energy in motion. It is an energy that we get to, like Bertha said, express. How do I express my anger? How do I go forth and express this anger in a way that it comes from up inside of me, out of me, and there's more room on the outside of me than there is on the inside of me. Welcome, Farrell. So good to have you this morning. So the idea is that, a lot of 12-step programs talk about, good morning, Lydia. Gusto verte. I'm so glad you're with us today. A lot of 12-step programs and even spiritual programs and religious programs talk about resentment being the number one offender. That anger is built up and then we hold on to it and we have this grudge, and this is like, piss and vinegar. When we're talking about people, the idea about anger is to just get it out of you in a way that is productive, in a way that is just getting it out of you. Now, here's an interesting thing. I had the experience of going to a Radical Honesty Intense retreat in December, and one of the things that really enlightened me was not this thing about just like, oh, I'm going to go talk to my sponsor about my anger towards someone, or I'm going to go talk to the priest or the minister or my spiritual coach, my spiritual living coach. Hi, Sunny Day, about my anger. The thing about anger is, if I'm angry with you, go to the source. I'm angry with you. I'm angry that you didn't do X, Y, and Z, or I resent you for, ABC. I resent you, and have that conversation directly instead of constantly going around the mulberry bush, and expressing my anger in other places and outlets. It doesn't do much for getting it out of you and speaking directly with the people in which you are angry with. So I want to know, from those of you who are watching and those of you who are on, those of you who are usually quiet, what do you think about that? Do you, what do you think? I know lots of people have been taught, to discuss their resentments with other people, a priest, a trusted friend, and, instead of going directly to someone, or to not discuss their anger with the person that they're directly upset with. What are your thoughts about that? And, how is it that fear stops you from doing that? Because the idea is that sometimes we make up. I know that I do. I make up in my head, right? Where else am I going to make this up? That's the ongoing joke. I make it up in my mind that, oh, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to cause trouble. Hey, Des, what's happening? Call me, Des. Call me. The thing is like, oh, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to get that person upset, or it's going to be a long drawn, deal. So Des says it is imperative to address it face to face. That to me is being an adult. Woo! Come on now. Come on, my talk show. Come on this show. Let's do this. Exactly. It is imperative to have, these are people that we love. These are people that we like. These are people in our lives, our coworkers, our neighbors, our friends. And yeah, here we have a Facebook user who says, uncomfortable to go to the source. It's an art. Thank you for saying that, beloved. It is an art. In other words, I must develop it. I must become so comfortable and recognize that I am worthy. Because even underneath all of that, I don't want to say that. It's going to be uncomfortable. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to cause problems. And, it's just going to be another argument. Well, it will be until it's not. It will be until it's no longer that. It will be, until we start setting up how we are together and how are we going to deal with conflicts together. So those are conversations that we don't usually have with one another or with people that we love. How do you like to handle conflict? Or how do you want me to tell you when I'm angry and upset with you? How is it that you want to hear it? Because I need to, I want to talk to you about that. Lydia says, wow, this one's long. Thank you, Lydia. I appreciate you. It might be too long for the screen, but it says, I do a little of both. I at times speak directly to the source. And if it's something that I know will be having a long-standing resentment, I go to my sponsor. At those times, I can't see myself and cast blame. So I need to be placed right size again and to do the work. Wow. So I love what you're saying here. And that's, going directly to the source. But sometimes you need, is what I'm understanding, Lydia, is that you need to just kind of see things a little bit correctly. Like, oh, okay, how am I seeing this, right? Am I seeing this correctly? Maybe I'm coming from ego. Maybe I'm coming from shame and fear. Maybe I'm playing too small. Maybe I'm playing too big. Maybe I just need to get right size before I actually speak with somebody about that. And then Bertha says, until it is dealt with, it manifests in the body. I am a firm believer that dis-ease causes disease, right? It does. It does. It manifests in the body. It's pent up. It is, in certain areas of our bodies that we cannot get rid of unless we actually talk about it, unless we actually bring it up. Des also says, anything else is fueling the possibility of it growing into something other than, right, animosity, irritation, uncomfortability, et cetera, et cetera. Rinse it off immediately, get an understanding. And I think that is the key. That is the key. Lydia says, yes, yes, yes to Bertha. Yeah, it's like, okay, absolutely. So the idea of it being an art, the idea of it, an art is practice, and art is also expression. So sometimes it is about asking, how do we want to deal with conflict? What are our rules of engagement? I really need to talk to you. I'm so angry with you. I'm so angry with you. I'm so angry with you. I'm angry that you did, or I resent you for that, or, without even necessarily worrying. Like, imagine that coming to you and it's just like, whoa, I must have done something or said something or didn't do something. I really want to pay attention because I love this person before me who's telling me that they're angry and upset with me. And taking ownership around that is utterly, utterly important. I love it. I love that Des says, rinse it off immediately and get an understanding. Help me understand what part, not from a place of being facetious or sarcastic. Help me understand what part of no, don't, like not being that way, but help me understand. I don't get why, and I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And it's important not to say, it makes me angry. It's important to say, I'm angry. I'm upset. I make myself angry. Lydia says, anger for me is about having my ego bruised. Yeah, it can be at times, right? Yeah. I mean, I know anger for me is not getting what I want, when I want it, how I want it, how I want it. Or anger for me underneath is a fear of not getting something that I want. Yeah, and I get where anger could be about ego being bruised. It's kind of like, we saw it on, international television where, a joke is made, I laugh, and then I look over, but she's not laughing. So, ruh-roh. The idea is to get it out of you in a way that you could also hear it, like a toddler, right? Like toddlers, sometimes it is that temper tantrum. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. I resent you, because on the other side of I resent you is also I appreciate you, right? On the other side of all of that is I appreciate you. I appreciate you for washing the dishes. I appreciate you for holding that door open for me. I appreciate you for the way you speak to me. I appreciate you for. So on the opposite side of that anger is appreciation. Anger and appreciation. Anger and appreciation. You know how many times people don't even voice the appreciation? I like to say what we appreciate appreciates. And imagine if you were to wake up today without having the things that you didn't appreciate yesterday. Like, I know yesterday was a great day. It was Sunday and it was a wonderful day, but I know that I did not appreciate my computer. I didn't appreciate, I didn't take a moment to be grateful and thankful for all the things that I have in my life, right? And so imagine if we were to wake up today without the things that we didn't appreciate yesterday, right? It gives a whole new perspective. But back to anger. Some people are afraid to express their anger because it is an art, because it does take practice. Hey, Crystal, so glad you're with us today. Because it does take practice to be able to voice anger. And sometimes we don't, we get to be messy with it. Sometimes it's not going to be all like, I'm angry and upset with you because, and we're all controlled and, sometimes it is just going to be with that energy. It is an emotion. It is energy in motion. And to continue to keep it bottled up inside of you is to continue to participate in self-betrayal. Yeah, I said it. I said it with 3 minutes left. To keep anger inside and hold it and keep it bottled up because we don't want to rock the boat, or because we don't want to show our behind, or because we don't want to give that person the pleasure or the satisfaction of seeing us angry, is the ultimate act of self-betrayal. And I don't know how you're going to react to that, whether you think it's true or not. But if we are indeed being true to self, our appreciations and our angers get to come out. They get to be expressed. They don't get to be expressed in violent ways, but we do get to express them. I get to own my anger. I feel it, Bertha says. I love that. Des says, I love that. I think Des was saying, I love that too. What we appreciate appreciates. But yes, I think that not expressing my anger is a form of self-betrayal. And I don't know about you, but for me, I no longer want to betray myself. I want to be free. Lydia says, my sponsor indicated that, here we go. My sponsor indicated that in my birthday, I haven't gone to meetings and given it back, not appreciating the benefits that sobriety has given me. Was I angry? Yes, at myself. That's the root and the cause. Yeah, beautiful. So, sometimes we need people in our lives to nudge us, to remind us, to give us that, okay, come on now. It's about us doing the releasing of that anger. It's about us going forth instead of keeping it bottled up, that ultimate act of self-betrayal, right? So, hi, Michelle. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you, Kristen. I missed you so much. The bottom line is this, is appreciations and anger are to be expressed. How we do it becomes an art form. It becomes a way of living so that it's not bottled up, so that we are living fully. And isn't that what life is for? Life is not to keep ourselves bottled up, but to be expressive human beings. You know, to get to the underlying causes of those angers, because under there is some discord, some area of our lives that we get to look at, that we get to really begin to apply some spiritual principles and some spiritual practices. And so that is the show for today. It's about recognizing the anger, the appreciation, beginning to work through those things so that we're living our best life, that we're not living bottled up with all this appreciation, and that we're not living bottled up with all this anger. It's self-love when we express ourselves. Thank you, Zenzel. Thank you. It is self-love. And actually, self-love is really loving humanity. Because in the microcosm, as I love myself as this divine human being, I am loving humanity, and I model for humanity how to take care of the self. So thank you so very much. I will be back again next Monday at the same time, right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Know that you are so deeply loved and appreciated, and reach out to me if you want some practice on that expressing anger. If you want some spiritual living coaching, I am here as your spiritual living coach to support you with loving spiritual tools that are for your personal transformation. Until next week, bye for now.